Hello, you're watching the news broadcast daily, and following are today's headlines.
Vietnamese and Chinese localities foster relations. Human resources training plays a key role in realizing a national industrialization strategy. The Giang Folk Singing Festival takes place in Hà Tĩnh province.
A village in Lao Cai province of Vietnam and a community in Yunnan province of China have become the first Vietnamese and Chinese localities along the shared border to establish twinning relations. Our reporters have more.
The ties were set up on August 15th between Cốc Phương village in Bản Lầu commune, Mường Khương district of Lao Cai province, and San Ping Po community in Lung Pao, Nanxi town, Hue Khẩu district of Yunnan province. Addressing the ceremony, Colonel Nguyễn Tiến Thắng from the Vietnam Bodyguard High Command urged people in the twin localities to keep close contact, help each other when difficulties arise, and work together in combating crimes along the border, as well as protect the boundary markers and the borderline. The establishment of the twinning relations is the result of the inspiration of people of both sides. It is also a step to realize the shared policies of the two parties and states on people-to-people diplomacy. It is expected to help further consolidate the long-standing traditional friendship between the two countries and the close ties among people living in both sides of the borderline, thus contributing to building a borderline of peace and stability.
Vietnam earned $628 million from exporting 94,000 tons of pepper in the first 7 months of this year. The figures represented a year-on-year rise of nearly 18% in value and almost 23% in volume.
According to the Vietnam Pepper Association, pepper was one of few farming products to see a surge in export value during the past months, partly thanks to higher prices. The country's pepper output is forecast to reach 95,000 tons this year, 15% lower than 2012. The country's average annual pepper output is 100,000 tons, accounting for 50% of pepper traded on the global market. The export price of Vietnamese pepper were expected to surge as foreign traders take more notice of Vietnamese pepper. Therefore, Vietnamese traders should be careful in signing export contracts so that they can benefit from expected price rises later this year.
Vietnam's auto sales were estimated to fall by 3% month-on-month to 9,360 units in July, the Vietnam Automobile Manufacturers Association has reported.
However, the association noted that this figure was still up 26% against July last year. This is the fourth consecutive month the total sales have been higher than the same period last year. Impressive sales surges were recorded by Toyota, GM, Ford, and Honda. The July figure has extended auto sales to 59,197 vehicles from January to July, an increase of 18% from a year ago. Together with the implementation of registration fee reductions in major cities, auto sales this year could be as high as 110,000 to 112,000 units, the association said, having revised its earlier forecast of 100,000 units.
The government has recently approved a national industrialization strategy to 2020 with the vision to 2030. Human resources training is set to play a key role in the realization of the strategy.
This enterprise has been manufacturing precise plastic molds for automobile and motorbike spare parts since 2004. Initially, it was very hard for the enterprise to find workers skillful and disciplined enough to operate its modern machines. The enterprise then cooperated with the Hanoi University of Industry to run a training program for high-quality employees. Due to our need for high-quality workers, we try to recruit graduates from the university. In general, they all meet the basic demands for our work. The students in the training cooperation program have a good chance to practice their skills during an internship at the factory. They can also learn about teamwork, an important soft skill in industry manufacture. The cooperation program includes designing curricula, inviting experts to guide the students, and supporting them to undertake internships at different enterprises. The Hanoi University of Industry is currently cooperating with around 400 enterprises, especially Japanese ones, to help their students learn and practice modern manufacturing skills. The knowledge learned at school and the mastering of modern machines, as well as the industrial working style gained during internship, will make me confident when leaving school for work. The program is included in the framework of the Industrial Human Resources Development Program, co-organized by the Japan International Cooperation Agency and the university since 2000. It is very difficult for the universities to improve training quality without working closely with enterprises. It is a mutual beneficial relationship because these are the enterprises that will employ the graduated students. The students in manufacturing, electricity, and electronics under the internship programs all improved greatly in their work. Many of them now hold key positions in enterprises' manufacturing chain. Under the recently approved strategy, 6 prioritized industrial fields have been identified, which are automobile manufacturing, electronics, agriculture and aquatic processing, shipbuilding, environmental technology, and energy saving. These are also the fields in which many Japanese firms are keen to invest in Vietnam. The investors, especially those in the manufacturing sector, are paying great attention to manpower training in Vietnam. The government and relevant agencies also attach importance to the issue and are now working actively to implement more measures in the coming time. Experts said that by cooperating with firms, Vietnamese manufacturing training institutes can reduce expenses, increase training quality, and make up for their own lack of modern equipment for practicing. This cooperation model will gradually form a closed chain from manpower training to employment, catering the demand for industrial development in Vietnam.
A festival aiming to preserve cultural values of the 1,000-year-old folk singing Ví Dặm got underway in the central province of Hà Tĩnh on August 17th. Let's have a look.
The second Ví Dặm Folk Singing Festival is also an important cultural event that aims to promote the traditional folk singing towards UNESCO recognition of Ví Dặm as World Intangible Heritage of Humanity. Speaking at the opening ceremony, Deputy Minister of Culture, Sport and Tourism Vương Duy Biên spoke highly of values of Ví Dặm folk singing in the cultural and spiritual life of people. He praised local artists and people for their tireless effort to educate younger generations on Ví Dặm genres and preserve this heritage. He also asked the 2 provinces to continue their efforts to make Ví Dặm folk singing not only a national intangible cultural heritage, but also the one of humanity. On the occasion, the Deputy Minister also presented a certificate recognizing Ví Dặm folk singing as a national cultural heritage. Ví Dặm folk singing are 2 kinds of folk music from Nghệ An and Hà Tĩnh provinces. The music often reflects the working and cultural lives of people in the coastal provinces.
More than 570 athletes, artists and artisans, including 141 from 31 ethnic groups, are taking part in a cultural, sports and tourism festival for ethnic groups in the central province of Phú Yên.
With the aim of preserving and upholding cultural values of ethnic groups, the festival offers a chance for ethnic people to present their cultural identities through such activities as arts, gongs and traditional costume performance, culinary culture, and craft making. The event, the 8th of its kind so far, also involves competitions of folk sports like shooting crossbows, tugging, and walking on stilts. During the opening ceremony on August 15th, thousands of audience enjoyed distinctive ethnic culture features through traditional costume and folk music performances.
And that is the end of our news today. Thanks for watching. and see you next time.